Good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. This is my third video of my channel so far. Thank you for all the comments on my last video. Actually it was a lot more DMs than I think comments at the moment because it's only just gone up. So the people that DM me and said they're going to potentially look at those products, good luck. I hope it does well for you. So today's video is slightly different. It's one me and my brother very nitpick at each other about because we are bad at it, but we're better than we used to be. And that's follow-ups. So follow-ups is important in any kind of sales role, essentially. Anything from car dealerships to like shops and stuff, depending on what you're selling. Follow-ups is quite important. I used to work in a lot of car dealers, so I know how a customer kind of works, the psychological side of things, side to it. It's the same with coaching if you're a coach as well for e-commerce like myself. So follow-up is super important. So to give you an example, if someone contacts you on your Facebook or your Instagram, however it will be, asking you how would you do it, let's say, or how can I make the money you make, or how do I start an e-commerce business, it generally says they're kind of interested, but you don't know yet. So at the moment that's called a cold lead. So then you need to start talking to them, get them interested, or see what their interest is in that subject of yours, and try and understand where they're trying to go to. So if they're trying to contact you and wanting to make £1 million tomorrow, you're dreaming. You just can't do it. It doesn't work like that. If they're looking to start a business, get out their 9-to-5 job and try and make a future of yourself, then yeah, that could turn into a warm lead. So my point is just make sure everyone you speak to, don't bung off. Like, this is what the video is going to be about today, is the people we kind of bung off. And I call this the dark zone, my dark zone sheet. So the follow-up sheet is super important. So let's say you had 10 or 15 people you spoke to, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and some of them were like, yeah, I'm interested, or I can't quite afford it yet, or I can't quite afford it at all, stuff like that. End of the day, they contacted you because they're interested and they are looking for that. Otherwise they wouldn't just randomly contact you. It's like someone that walks into a car dealer isn't just going in there just because they're walking around looking for a new Ford Focus. It just doesn't, it's just pointless. And then you get the usual, like, I need to speak to my wife, or I need to, that, which is fine by the way, but most of the time they're just not interested, or you've not made it clear enough about your course. For instance, in the car, you just haven't done your job correctly. You haven't answered their questions, is how I would see it. So make sure you just get into a conversation with that person. Don't jump straight in and say, my course is £2,000, you get this, goodbye. It doesn't work like that. You need to build trust. It's actually super important. It's not what you're selling, it's that you yourself, you are the person they're going to buy from. So you need to make sure you don't come across as a bit, I don't know, dodgy, or just taking their money and telling them to get lost. You want to be kind of their like focus and trust in them. So yeah, they need to trust you. That's quite important, those side of things. You can't please everyone. Not everyone's going to buy in. You're going to get a couple of people that just are a bit funny, but that's just how it is. So the follow-up sheet I call my dark zone, is because the dark zone is where you go into my dark zone sheet and then I follow them up as soon as I can when I think it's realistic. I normally say after a week. You could lose them to someone else, that's just life. But yeah, my dark zone is they go into the dark zone sheet and then I hope to bring them out to the light. So meaning they basically come onto my course, they turn into a sale. So get their name. So most important, first number one is get their name. Just here I've put down. So on the whiteboard here, I'm just going to show you a few pointers to put down. So the follow-up sheet is my sheet of people I haven't sold to that have contacted me, and then I put them into my dark zone sheet. It's a spreadsheet I essentially have. I can't show you for names and bits and reasons, but I may do a video at one point showing you just how my sheets look and how I've set them out. So I have like a sheet for like sales, people interested, the dark zone sheet, and 2 or 3 others for different things. So just if you don't get any sale from this person, you don't convert them, whatever, just put their name into this spreadsheet. You can call it what you want. I'll just call it Dark Zone because that's my name, by the way. It's my name I chose. So, but get their name. That's very important. And also what platform. So I never did this before, and then when I went to look for them, I've got Twitter, I've got TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or you name it, loads of them. And I sometimes forget where people contacted me, so I thought, let's find out what platform. So make sure you put Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. Just write down on the sheet what platform you spoke to them on, because that's probably one of the most important parts. Actually, where did you speak to them? Because if you have 50, 60 people contact you a day, you will forget the last person you spoke to. And I hate to say that, unless you convert them, then they become your like family within your coaching business. You can't be friendly to everyone. That's, if they haven't come onto your course and you're not training them on a weekly basis, you're not contacting them much, you start to forget people that you may be friends with and that are like interested in your kind of stuff. But if you've got so much following, you just cannot remember everyone. So just make sure you put down what platform you spoke to that lead on, and then you can go back to that lead from there. Words of interest. I watched a video recently, someone put something up recently saying words of interest, which was quite interesting to me. And that basically means if they put some special types of word in your conversation, it kind of already means they're interested. It sounds a bit nuts, but if someone said to me, yeah, I may be thinking about taking on a coach to start a business. So maybe means to me most of the time, yeah, they're definitely looking, because they would have said, no, I'm definitely not, I'm going, goodbye. Maybe is if you can convince me, or if you can give me the right information and tell me why I should invest in you, I would potentially go ahead. So that's what I think maybe kind of comes down to. Need to think. So that's probably the biggest one I've come across. So in car sales, every time someone comes in and wants to buy a car, most of the time it's need to think. Because if you're going to part with 20, 30, 40,000 pound cash, understandable. Most people want to go home and put their finances together, whatever. So personally, if someone speaks to you anyway and they're interested in what you're doing, they've probably already kind of done their numbers. They already know how much they got to spend and over how long. So if they're paying monthly, they kind of know. I don't tend to go and buy something without look at my funds. I don't go and buy a car and go, right, can I afford this? Because I'm in a dealership now. Why did I come here? Even if I go to the shop around the corner or something, I always take some cash with me, or I have my card most of the time. But I don't just go without knowing I've got funds ready or whatever. So they've probably already done their mathematics, their accounts and stuff from home, ready to purchase. So the need to think process, you can sometimes turn around. Depends on your kind of sales skills. You don't have to be sales trained. You just need to build a conversation with them, and just build trust in that side of things. So that's one I kind of focus on the most, and trying to get over objections. That is one of my objections I try and get over. So no money is one. I completely disagree. If anyone says they've got no money, I'd kind of be like, why are you kind of contacting me? Because I have a lot of desperate people contacting me, asking I need some help with this, that and stuff, and my time does cost. I can't help everyone. I do give advice here and there, but if someone comes to me and has a good long conversation about, I really want business, I want to help, and then at the end of the conversation is, I've got no money, it does annoy me. I do try and speak to people at the start of the conversation and try and plant the seed a little bit and try and see if they've got a bit of cash to help, obviously, to invest in themselves. If they're not going to invest in themselves, they're not really going to get anywhere. So the no money thing does annoy me, and I will kind of find out at the start of my conversations without being too upfront. So that's that one. And then not sure, again, is like the maybe. Not sure is they don't know if they want to invest in you because you've not given them enough trust or information or value. Actually, value, I haven't said that word once yet. Value to come aboard your course. So make sure you give them value, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to just tell that person, yeah, my course is £2,000, you will make £100,000 in 90 days by just watching my videos, goodbye. Well, not really much there, is there? And already I wouldn't invest in myself then. So you need to talk to them like a normal human. Don't sales robot. Don't be like, right, so it's £2.99 for this, it's this. You just want to be generally normal. And if they ask you questions that you can't really answer, or you don't really want to give, you just need to say, look, this is not really part of my course, and that's not really to do with what we're going to be doing. I generally don't, just keep it simple, because they're going to have tons of questions. Actually, the customer or the client or the lead, actually called the lead, will have hundreds of questions, because if you're making £100,000 a week, month, however, they're going to want to know how you do it, because they want it. And you just need to be slow with them. You can't just go, right, you need to do this. If you told them 20 things, they're going to remember half of the first thing. That's probably what's going to happen. So you need to this is why we coach people, because we've been there and done it the hard way, and now we're going to show them not the easy way. I don't like the word easy, but we're going to show them the more simplified way to get to there. They have to do the work. Like 99% of it is theirs, 1% is mine, because I'm giving them videos, I'm going on one-to-one calls, showing them how to set this up, that up. So as long as you're kind of planting the seed in different ways, slowly, planting the seed's probably the wrong word, but yeah, then they should understand differently. Everyone learns differently. Some people more visual, obviously some people better just reading things. So you just have to, the new client, you will have to just adapt with. You won't automatically know how they're going to learn. It could take them 2 weeks to learn one sentence or one video. So they don't have to learn the whole course in 3 months or whatever. They might want to go back and forth to the same video or the same bit of content. So yeah, the not sure thing is similar to maybe they are interested, but they are not sure if they want to invest in you. So make sure you just give them the value. And then that leads to the last bit, is the follow-up. So make sure you just follow them up. So you've done all these bits, you've done the first part by obviously speaking to them to start with, and nothing's come of it, and then you've left it out. Then go back to it. So put all the details in, like I said on here, and then follow them up. I always do it maybe after a week. If you wouldn't follow them up the next day or the day after. You wouldn't. Some people, actually, I've worked in places where they tell you to follow up 7 times, so it'd be 7 days in a row, and then that's it. I think sometimes that comes across a little bit like desperate. That's just my opinion. I've seen a lot of coaches and videos out there that say, yeah, do it for 30 days until they buy. I don't like that tactic of pulling them in because you're trying to pull their money off them. I guess that is a Wolf of Wall Street tactic of just sell, get their money. But we're in a different day and age. You want trust. You want that client to then tell their friend or family or however colleagues that James is bloody good. He knows his stuff. He's not pulling me in. He's slowly easing me into things. I paid him because he's been very calm and he's not pulled or taken money at me and then walked off. So yeah, trust is a big thing as well, and also the value. I will do a video on value at some point, but like I said, today's video is just about the follow-up sheet, and just where you put those kind of dead leads. You can always bring them up for the undead. That's a good point. You could call your sheet dead and then bring them back for the undead. It's like a Halloween thing, little gimmick. But yeah, so I hope this video was a bit interesting. It's a bit all over the place, but at the same time, just keep it simple. Name, platform, words of interest, and then get back on the follow-up. Don't just leave dead leads away, because you'll just have a Facebook full of messages from weeks back, years back, whatever, and I guarantee you, out of 50 of them, there'll be one person you can probably convert in there, even if you didn't try too much. There'll be one person at least in there. And if you keep putting content up and stuff as well, they will start to look at that and be like, oh, that's what I want to learn. So the triggers also work, but they don't always want to message you. So you messaging them is in your favour. So I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next video.